our $2 billion code is an open book to people of diminished capacity?
No.
9 years old, he is handicapped. He is autistic.
So, the story starts at a bank where some thieves have taken over the building. In front of the bank, the entire FBI team is standing and waiting. Inside, the group of thieves has 2 children hostage who belong to the leader of the thieves. Among the thieves, there is a member named Art. In reality, Art is a secret agent of the FBI. He got this job to join the group of thieves undercover and then help the police catch them. However, outside the bank, the FBI is very worried, and the commander is preparing to attack. Inside, Art is trying hard to convince everyone to surrender. He tells them that they will not be able to escape and that they should give up peacefully.
They're getting ready to come in. Let them come.
He is worried because the lives of the leader's 2 children are at risk. But the leader of the thieves does not agree to this at all. By now, the patience of the FBI commander is broken, and he decides to attack. Art says on the call that he needs a little more time. But now, the FBI team does not stop and they attack the bank. In this attack, all the thieves and those 2 children are killed.
Get a medtech in here!
This incident affects Art very deeply. Later, in his anger and grief, he goes and punches Hartley. Hartley is the person who was the head of this whole operation. After that, a medical test is done on Art. The doctors say that he has delusional paranoia. So, from now on, he will no longer be an undercover agent. His new job will be to keep an eye on people and do boring official paperwork. This means that Art is being removed from the job he is best at. Art gets very angry about this, but eventually he agrees. Now, in the next scene, we see a child in a school whose name is Simon. Simon is a special child who is autistic. This means he does not understand emotions quickly, and he is not able to remember people easily. To remember people, he uses cards. On these cards, many things are written, like the address of his parents, the name of his bus driver, and the name of his teacher. He reads these cards to remember everyone. But here, we see that he is also a genius. He can easily remember any map, and he can easily solve any puzzle. His teacher gives him a book of puzzles so that he can sit quietly with all the other students. When he comes home, his mother gives him a packet of soup. He puts the packet of soup in the water, makes his soup, and goes upstairs. There, he opens the book of puzzles. A very difficult puzzle appears in front of him. As soon as he sees this puzzle, he solves it in a little while. There is a phone number hidden in this puzzle. He calls this number. He gets this number only after solving the code in the puzzle. Now, this number belongs to national security. As soon as this number rings, a man who is sitting at the agency gets very scared. He talks to the child and tries to ask for his name. But by then, the call is cut because Simon hears his mother's voice calling him. The man finds out that this child's name is Simon. This is an agency called the NSA, which is run by the government. The job of the people here is to protect all those undercover secret agents who are completing their missions outside the country. The agency ensures that no one knows their identities. To do this, they made a system called Mercury. Mercury is a coding system that is so difficult that no one is supposed to be able to solve it. They have done many tests on these codes. These codes are made by 2 specific employees. These 2 people have completed all the computer tests. But then they decide to do one last test. Their final test is based on the idea that sometimes humans can be much more intelligent than computers. They think it is possible that a human could solve this code. For this reason, they print this code in the form of a puzzle in a random puzzle book. There is a number inside this code. If someone solves the code, they will call that number. This is exactly what happened today. Seeing this, both the employees get shocked. They felt that Mercury was a system that no one could decode. In fact, a 9-year-old boy had decoded it. Now, they tell this news to their senior, whose name is Kadro. Kadro is a lieutenant colonel. A meeting is going on where he is talking to different forces, such as the Army and Air Force. He is telling them to add Mercury to their systems so that no one will be able to decode their identities. Everyone is praising him a lot for this secure system. But then, he finds out that someone has decoded it. Both his employees tell him everything. It is very easy for Kadro to track the call. He quickly finds out who Simon is and where he lives. He tells his employees that Simon is just a child who is autistic. However, if this news comes out, Kadro will be very humiliated because he is getting a lot of praise right now. So Kadro hires a hitman. He tells him to go and kill Simon's entire family and Simon. In the next scene, we see the hitman pretending to be a cop. He comes to Simon's house to meet his father. As soon as he enters the house, he shoots Simon's parents right there and kills them. Now, he starts looking for Simon in his room. Simon hides in a secret closet in his room. That is why the killer doesn't find Simon. By then, someone has called an ambulance to the scene. So, the killer has to get out of there. But before leaving, he places his gun in Simon's father's hand. He does this so that it looks like the parents shot each other. He wants this case to look like a murder-suicide. Then he runs away from there. Now in the next scene, we see Art. He is doing his boring paperwork. That is when he gets a call from the police. The police have given him a new job. His job is to find the missing child, Simon, because they haven't found Simon in the house yet. Art goes to the crime scene and enters Simon's room. Here he sees a closet. Behind the closet, there is a small secret place, and Simon is hidden there. He takes Simon out.
Come on.
Simon is screaming a lot because he cannot talk to strangers, and he does not like to touch strangers. After this, they forcefully take Simon to the hospital. Simon keeps screaming the whole way. Now, here in the hospital, Art finds out that Simon is autistic. By now, Art understands that this is not a case of suicide and murder. In fact, there were 2 murders here, and the killer is still missing. That is why he keeps a police guard with Simon for security and leaves for a while. When he goes to his house, he remembers the boy who died in the bank. He feels very bad. He goes back to the hospital to see Simon again. But now, he sees that the guard he had kept there is gone. When he asks at the reception, the lady tells him that Simon's parents had called and told them to shift Simon to the children's ward and that they don't need any security. But Art knows Simon's parents are dead. Art understands that someone wants to kill Simon too. After this, he goes to the children's ward in search of Simon. There, he meets a doctor. When Art goes near Simon's bed, the doctor tells him that Simon had a head injury, so they sent him to the X-ray room 2 floors above. When Art reaches the X-ray room, he sees that the room is empty. He understands that the man was not a doctor. He was a killer. Art goes back and starts looking for Simon. Luckily, he finds Simon first. He sees Simon's shadow in a room where Simon is hidden under the bed. Now he takes Simon and goes inside the elevator. The killer also enters the elevator. But since there is another lady standing there, he cannot kill anyone in front of her, because the killer needs to ensure no witnesses or evidence are left. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Art leaves the elevator with Simon. He steals an ambulance and drives away. But now he is followed by a car, and bullets are fired at him. Still, he escapes from them. He gets out of the ambulance and hides in a place next to a railway line. Simon stands there and starts walking on the railway tracks. A train is coming from the front. He could have died at any moment, but Art saves him just in time. The train stops and they both go inside the train. There is another killer inside the train, but Art fights him and kills him there. After this, Art takes Simon and goes to his friend Tommy's house. Tommy is a little upset at first, but later he agrees to help. Art takes Tommy's car keys and leaves with Simon. Art and Simon spend the night in the car. Art is used to taking sleeping pills, so he takes the pills and goes to sleep. When he wakes up in the morning, he sees that Simon is missing. He looks for Simon and finds him walking down the street. Simon is going back to his own house. Art tells him that he will take him to the house, and then Art throws his sleeping pills away. Simon remembers the entire route perfectly. Art notices that Simon is naming every street they pass. After this, they go to Simon's house. Simon repeats the same routine he does every day. He tells his mom, who is not there, that Simon has come home. Then he goes to make soup, goes back to his room, and starts solving puzzles. As soon as he sees the puzzle that he had solved earlier, he solves it again and calls the same number. Art watches all this. He takes the phone and talks to one of the 2 NSA employees who is a good person. The employee says that he wants to save Simon and that he will send an email using the code name Einstein. Then the call gets cut. Now, there is a fight between the two employees at the NSA. The first employee says that Simon's parents have been killed and Simon's life is in danger, so he wants to save him. After this, he sends the email. On the other hand, Art sees a neighbor coming to the house and calling the police. So Art runs away with Simon again. In the next scene, when Art checks the FBI emails, he gets an email from Einstein. The email contains a code. Simon immediately decodes that code. It says that they have to meet at a specific place at 12 o'clock. After this, Art takes Simon to a cafe. He accidentally bumps into a girl named Stacy. He asks her for help. He tells her to sit with Simon for a while and says he will be back soon. Stacy agrees.
Hey, Simon.
Leaving Simon with Stacy, Art goes to the meeting place and meets the employee. The employee tells him everything about the Mercury system, about Kadro, and what Simon can do. But suddenly, someone shoots the employee from behind. Art sees the shooter and follows him, but he can't catch him. However, since this shooting took place in the city, there are many CCTV cameras. Art gets the CCTV footage by showing his FBI card. He talks to Tommy and tells him to find out about the killer in the footage. After this, he takes Simon back and meets Tommy at a pub. Tommy tells him that the killer is a soldier who is officially listed as dead. But in reality, he is still alive. Now Tommy finally believes Art and wants to support him. But Art says that Tommy has a family and children, so he should stay safe with them. On the other hand, the second NSA employee gets scared when he finds out that his friend has been killed by Kadro. He goes to his girlfriend, who works with him, and tells her everything. She tells him that Kadro is tapping everything digitally, but he can't tap a typewriter. So, he can write everything on a typewriter and send it to whoever he wants. The employee buys a typewriter and goes home. He writes 2 letters, one to an official agency and the other to Art. Both letters explain how Kadro is killing everyone. As soon as he completes the letters, he throws the carbon paper copies into the trash bin. Then the killer comes in, shoots him, takes the original letters and leaves.
Please.
In the next scene, Art and Simon don't have any place to stay, so they go to Stacy's house. Art saw Stacy's company name on her bag, so he got her address from there easily because he is an FBI agent. Stacy doesn't want to let him in, but when she sees Simon, she agrees. Early the next morning, the murdered employee's girlfriend goes to his house. She finds out that her boyfriend has been killed. She finds the carbon copies in the trash bin and takes them to the FBI office. There she meets Art. Tommy finds out about this and takes her out of the office to meet Art safely. She gives him the letter and tells him everything. Art keeps the letter. He goes back to Stacy's house. Stacy tells him to leave and go back to work. Art convinces her to stay with Simon for a little while longer and come back tomorrow. Stacy agrees. Then Art goes to meet Tommy. He tells Tommy that he is going to meet Kadro. He gives the letter to Tommy. He explains that there is no signature on it, but because it is a carbon print, the employee's fingerprints must be on it, proving he wrote it. Tommy keeps this proof. Art also tells him that Simon needs protection or he will be killed. In the next scene, we see a party going on.
Excuse me. Nick, my good friend.
Art arrives there. Kadro takes Art to a wine cellar where many expensive bottles are kept. Kadro is very rich. Art picks up a bottle. Kadro tells him to put it back because it is very expensive. For Kadro, wine is more important than Simon's life. But Art ignores him, drinks the wine, and then smashes the bottle. He threatens Kadro. He shows him a copy of the letter and says that he will easily prove to everyone what Kadro has done. He says the whole world will ask how a small kid decoded his system, and the country will be insulted. Kadro is very worried about his reputation. He tries to lecture Art, saying that in exchange for one child's life, he is protecting thousands of officers. But Art punches him. Art gives him a deal. Kadro has 36 hours to announce that the code was broken and provide official security for Simon. Art wants everyone to know about Simon so that he can't be killed secretly. After this, Art calls Tommy and says that Simon has to be moved. Tommy says preparations are made. A chopper will come to the top of a building at night to take Simon. But Kadro hears all this because he has tapped the phones. In the next scene, Stacy gets a call, but it cuts off immediately. It was Art checking if she was safe. Stacy gets scared and contacts Tommy, who sends her to a safe place. When Art returns, he worries, but Tommy tells him they are safe. Later, Tommy is called to meet his senior, and Kadro is there. The senior is angry that Tommy is investigating Kadro. But after Kadro leaves, Tommy shows his senior the proof, the letter with the fingerprints. The senior realizes Kadro is the villain. In the next scene, Stacy takes Simon to the building rooftop as planned. Kadro is there. He lies to Stacy, saying he is there for security. When the chopper arrives, the FBI attacks. This was Art's plan all along. A gunfight starts. Kadro's bodyguard, the killer, shoots at everyone. Kadro grabs Simon in anger and tries to pull him into the chopper. Art jumps from the chopper and fights Kadro. While fighting, Art saves Simon from falling off the roof. Finally, Art shoots Kadro. Kadro falls from the building and dies. Since all the proof has come out, there is no case against Art, and the FBI handles everything. The scene shifts to a little later. Simon is studying in school, and Art comes to meet him. People told Art that Simon might not remember him because of his condition. But when Simon sees Art, he recognizes him and hugs him. It seems Simon remembers his friend. With this happy ending, the movie ends here.